Hey guys, what is up? AwesomeTheSauce here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and welcome to another incredible top 5, my mans. There are gonna be tons of new worlds that are gonna be released in Wizard101 very soon. It's the end of the arc, so I mean, during this point in time, KingsIsle's probably planning the next arc, the plot for the next arc, the worlds, the characters, the dialogue, everything. So I thought, a lot like that dungeon video that we did earlier, why not make a video about what makes the best worlds awesome? And, you know, maybe give an awesome level of input from my perspective. You know what I'm saying, bro? That being said, after you're done watching the video, make sure you let me know what your top worlds are. And without further ado, here are, in my opinion, the top 5 best worlds in Wizard101. Number 5. I definitely think Grizzle Hime is one of the best worlds that Wizard101 has ever put out. It's easily in the top 5 for me. 1, it has lore of its own, and that's something that I think a lot of updates recently, they've been lacking. Now, I get it, you know, like, obviously when you're crafting a story around a huge world, it's hard to create for it, you know, an entirely new story. What Grizzle Hime does is that it goes above and beyond, and it does it in a very unique way. There's areas like this where you can literally see pieces of history from, you know, Grizzle Hime that aren't even explained. There's murals of a dragon fighting a giant. There's all kinds of cool history with the ice giants in Wintertusk. The Coven and their plans, worshipping the frost giant. All of that is really cool plot material. Not to mention, if you actually go through Saverstad Pass, you actually learn a lot about the history of Grizzle Hime, and it's really interesting to see how the spiders and the Grendels all interacted with each other, and how Grizzle Hime really came to be. Now, I'm not saying that a world can only be good if it has amazing lore. Obviously, there are other things that make Grizzle Hime incredible. I think literally just, you know, the way that it progresses in difficulty is really unique, and that's what makes it a great world in my opinion. I think they should have another world like this as soon as they can. Like, literally, dude, Saverstad Pass is for, like, level 5s, Raven Scars for level 45s. They should have something like that, where the difficulty ranges from, like, level 10 all the way to max level, and they should have dungeons just like Nidavellir that really, you know, go after your, you know, they go after your strategies, bro. You know, you gotta get them strategies on to beat them hoes. I really hope we do have worlds like this more often, something that's more quest related. However, at the same time, the difficulties get worse and worse, and it makes so that any wizard can get something out of the world. I think number 4 is going to be a really controversial opinion, and I totally get it. I think a lot of people actually think that Azteca is their least favorite world. A lot of people don't like this world. They think that it's, you know, very grindy, which I do agree with. But all of those things aside, I think Azteca's really great because it added innovation to the game without breaking the game. And that's something that a lot of worlds haven't been able to do that effectively. I'll give you a couple of examples. The new sun spells and the star spells in this world are very interesting because they really do not break the game and they make things very interesting. All of these are awesome because none of them break the game, but they also add a level of strategy that we don't have yet. All of the spells there didn't affect PvP so negatively that no one could PvP anymore. Sharpened Blade, Potent Trap, and Primordial are all amazing additions to the game, and I really hope that when it comes to worlds introducing new mechanics, they follow in Azteca's footprints, because it's really awesome. As far as introducing new concepts that don't, like, completely break the game, I have something that's a little bit less tangible, and that's why I truthfully love this world. I think that the fact that there's actual consequence in Azteca, the fact that this world represents a loss for the wizard, we took the L, let's just be honest. I think the fact that despite everything the wizard could do, the fact that Azteca fell because of Morgant is a really awesome concept. I think the one thing that KingsIsle really forgets is that Wizard101 isn't just for a bunch of kids anymore. You can always say you gear it towards kids. Fine, go for it. Let's just be honest, a 10-year-old game that was originally geared for kids is only going to be geared for adults now. I think the fact that a meteor crashed into a world is really awesome. And I know that sounds stupid, but at least there are consequences. It's not like, I don't want to be lulled into a sense of security, because I don't want to go into a world thinking I'll guarantee win every single time. Number 3 for me is most certainly gonna be Dragonspire. Dragonspire is one of the best worlds in this game. There's several reasons why that's the case. I don't even want to start, but like, let's just be honest. Alright, dude, the music is literally incredible. You literally feel a sense of urgency the entire time. You know, it really feels, and this is a lot to do with the fact that it's the end of the first ever arc in Wizard101. You know, they wanted that sense of urgency. I remember when I was first questing through Dragonspire, I really felt like I was on a clock. I felt like things were really gonna happen. I think I haven't really seen music really do so much for the plot in a world as much as I see it in Dragonspire. Again, I think Wizard101, one of their biggest strengths is their music. And I think they're very talented in making music. I never have complaints about the music, but I really think matching the tone of the world to the actual music is really important. And I think for some reason, maybe it's just me, it really hits the nail on the head on this one. Dungeons in Dragonspire is also really, really well done. There are tons of memorable dungeons. There's a Pyromancer's Tomb, there's a Labyrinth, there's a Great Spire, and none of them really felt like, you know, I mean, maybe, you know, maybe the Pyromancer's Tomb felt like it was a little bit of a grind, but what I think is really important about them is that they're important plot points, you know? I feel like whenever we have dungeons in, like, Dragonspire, these are important plot points. In the Labyrinth, you literally have to go against someone in order to gain admission at a Dragonspire Academy so that you can fly a dragon. Alright, and obviously Mouser's Dungeon, you have to defeat the first arc boss. Sylvia Drake's Tomb, that's another one, you know? You meet someone that the whole plot's been centered around. Dungeons matter in this world, and I really think that they haven't been doing a great job in recent worlds, and as far as making dungeons matter. You can't explain to me with clarity why Imperia, right? Why is the secret tunnel important? I can't tell you why the secret tunnel is important, because it barely matters to the whole plot. So why is there a dungeon, you know? Dragonspire is top 3 on my list just off of that. They're unforgettable. I played this game for years and years, and I still don't forget the dungeons. There's a reason why. They're magical. You feel like you're on a journey, and you feel like you're trying to accomplish something. You don't feel like you're just going at enemy after enemy after enemy. This is one of those things where I would not want to skip the dialogue. I think creating epic things like that, like a dungeon of epic proportions, that's something that they really got to do. I hope that's coming soon, obviously. Avalon is definitely my top 2, you know, it's my second favorite world. This is a really, really great world. When you enter, right, into Avalon, the only knight that you see here is Sir Pike Delago, and he's injured. Immediately, the only person that you're able to even be here with is injured, you know? And you go through all these adventures, and all of these tents basically get occupied with all the new people that you meet. And there's an amazing, amazing final scene after you meet all these people where they gather around as a Knights of the Silver Rose and help you fight, basically. You know, they give you counsel so you can fight the very, very last boss. I don't think any other world features this kind of, like, collection of, you know, people. I feel like they gotta do something like this again. Maybe with the Council of Light. I don't know. I'm definitely spitballing here, but there's something really, really fun about seeing the world around you respond to your adventures within it. I think that's really, really important. Every other world that we've had, it just doesn't do that. You know, maybe a new character will appear here and there, but it's nothing like this. Additionally, I think what I really, really like about this world is that there's a lot of, like, really magical stuff, you know? You travel through time. You learn about prophecies. You learn about, you know, forbidden magic that Morgant learns about. You learn about, you know, the legend of the knight who could wield a sword. That's really cool stuff. You know what I'm saying, dude? That's mythical stuff. Avalon's main theme is to explore the history of Morgant. That's the main reason you even come here. Sure, you get the Sword of Kings in order to get Morgant. Let's just be honest. They use this world. Morgant isn't even in this world, right? I mean, they use this world as a way to develop character. And I really think they gotta do that more often. They haven't done that with any other world yet. Every other world, you just see the final boss, you know, and it's like, all right, cool, you're up to something. This one's cool. There's no real stakes, but you learn so much. And that's something that I think future worlds should definitely take, you know, a note from. And without a doubt, my #1 world by far is, I'm gonna have to go with Imperia. And I know, maybe some people might disagree with this, but let me explain, okay? Like, this is an amazingly well done world. I'm not even gonna, like, talk about the graphics. Obviously, the graphics just put this world on another level because it's just their most recent one. I have two major reasons why I love this world. One, the characters. The characters are really, really well done. Pork is memorable. Spark is memorable. You know, I get it. They're based off of, you know, they're based off of other things. But at the end of the day, they're just done really well. They have personality. The voice acting, in my opinion, in Imperia is way better than any other world. It's just very memorable. You know, there's like a trademark almost to it. The second reason why I really love this, and I think this is even more important, it's the idea of exploring more adult themes. And I kind of touched on this with Azteca, but I think what they do in Imperia is really, really well done. And I think I'm going to make a whole video on this. Let me know in the description comments below if you want me to really do a breakdown of what makes Imperia such a good world. But just to give you like an overview, you have so many subplots going on this whole time. You have the Bat and Old Cobb. You have their relationship. The Bat is trying to make his father proud, but he also has to make the hard decision. It's a classic coming of age story. It's really, really well done. And it's not explicitly mentioned either, you know? It's just really, really cool how you see someone have to defy their father for the greater good. They have to grapple with their inner conflicts. You have Mallory doing the exact same thing as well. Mallory, there's character development. You know, Mallory is literally poised to be the enemy at the beginning of this world. There's also the idea of symbolic, you know, representation that happens here. You know, you have the scion of Bartleby, that's the wizard. You have Mallory, which is kind of like Raven's child, and you have the Bat, which is Old Cobb's child, and they all basically are in conflict with each other. There's chaos, there's order, there's change. All these themes come together, and we're the avatars of those things. There's so much happening here. Now, I don't even know if they did this on purpose. Maybe it was just a lucky accident, but it's just really, really cool how there's more than just two sides. And that's what I really, really like, you know? It's not just a good guy versus a bad guy. It's three different people who all, by the way, want peace, you know? That's a crazy thing. They make a good argument. They all want peace, but they're all opposed to each other because of the differences in the way they want peace. These are things that I really think that they should explore more, you know, like the idea of like teenagers becoming adults, adults becoming mature. Those kind of themes, we need more of that because that's who we are now, as players of Wizard101. We've grown up. But yeah, man, this is just my list full of my opinions. Obviously, there's no real metric. I didn't, like, you know, say the music here, you know, gets a 5 out of 10. You know, I didn't really say that. This is just my list based on how it impacted me. I definitely think this list is going to be different depending on who you are. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what worlds you thought were the best in Wizard101 and why they made you feel that way. I would love to know. I feel like the worlds that you think are the most important kind of actually says a lot about you as well. So I'd love to get to know you guys better using your comments. So go ham, go crazy, go super. Yeah, man, if you want more top 5s, also make sure to leave some suggestions for those in the comments. There's tons of links in the description, including my Instagram, my Twitter, my Twitch, and my Discord. So make sure to check all those out. If somebody has not told you you're awesome today, they do something wrong. So stay awesome, brother. And yeah.